Hey, what's going on, great people? This is Danielle Pierce, co-founder of Mindset to Money. Welcome to our YouTube channel. If you guys are brand new to the channel, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. All righty. So we're still in the midst of our 90-day campaign where I'm talking about all things property preservation. We are on day number 37. I feel like I've been doing this forever, but I'm only a third of the way through. All right, so we're talking about highs and lows, ups, downs, success stories, student failure stories, mindset issues, just whatever comes up along the way. Again, please come in, say hello, like, subscribe, share the video if you've not already. We appreciate that. All righty, so I usually start the videos off with highs and lows. So I will go first. You guys feel free to drop yours in the comments or in the live chat. I'll check back and look at those in just a bit. High for me, well, my oldest is only 11, but she is kind of flourishing in middle school. She got her friend group and they're on the iPad or FaceTime playing games for like, 3 or 4 hours. And then they go to the park and she just got a cool life. And I'm glad that she's having that experience because it definitely is a world apart from the experience that I had in middle school. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but I didn't like school at all after fifth grade. Kindergarten through fifth grade, I had amazing teachers. Um, I went to Kennedy Elementary in Chicago Heights. My favorite teacher was Mr. Kadir, was my fifth grade teacher. And then sixth, seventh, and eighth, I mean, it was just, I didn't like any of it. In high school, I maybe like two teachers. So I was ready to get out of school for that reason. So that's my high. She's flourishing and I'm happy to see it. A low for me is I've been an entrepreneur for 15 years now, which sounds wild as hell to say out loud. But yeah, that's right. So 2007 to 2022 is 15 years. And over the last several years specifically, I am either involved in or I keep having a bird's eye view to different situations with other, entrepreneurs. And it's interesting, the different personalities and experiences that you may have. It's kind of especially the ones who are, once you start getting into 7 and 8 figures, it's kind of a smaller group of Black entrepreneurs. And it is a fantastic experience to be in the midst of it. But then also you do kind of get to see some things that kind of make you go, huh, that was interesting. So I can't obviously want to elaborate on any more, but I do think about that, and whether or not, I wonder if that'll be a trend that'll continue or if it will, evolve into something else. So stay tuned. We'll see. I'm only on year 15, so I got a lifetime to go, God willing. All right. So today we're talking about, what are we talking about today? 7 ways to conquer the fear of launching your preservation business. And I came up with this topic because I was talking to a student earlier today, Railisha and her husband, Sheffield. They're in the DFW area. I'll be posting that video at some point over the next several days. And they were mentioning how they were scared to launch their business because of the fear of being a business owner. And I wanted them to kind of elaborate more on their story and how they were able to finally make that shift and what has it been like, because I know that is a fear that stops quite a few people, because there is a difference between being told what to do and having a 9 to 5 and a preordained set of rules and behavior traits that you should embody versus creating your own. And even though you may say, I want to be a business owner, I want to call my own shots, I want to hire contractors, I want to be the person handing out work, I want to do all these things, even if you really, really, really want it, it's still, the fear can be enough to stop you from ever doing it. So this particular student, they, probably started their business after over a year of actually registering for the course. And you'll see their story in just a few more days, but I wanted to talk more about, specific things you can do to conquer your fear. And some of the stuff may seem counterintuitive, but I'm going somewhere with it. So stay with me. All right. So the first thing I recommend is that you create a budget for your minimum monthly expenses. And of course, you can include the extras too, the things that you have to have, but create your budget so that you know exactly how much money you need to survive. And then also align that with your current income that you have coming in. It's easier to move. A lot of fear is due to uncertainty. And so as you start to do things to remove uncertainty, the fear will kind of start to melt away. It doesn't go away, obviously, entirely, but if you know the exact dollar amount that you need in order to survive, your focus tends to narrow. And you'd be surprised if you ask, probably 10 people, the average, 10 people that I would say seven probably don't know what that exact number is. So you should have a specific dollar amount that you need in order to, continue to survive in this wonderful place called America. And second thing is, I want you to set a specific revenue goal with your property preservation company or whatever business you start, but set a specific revenue goal. Don't just, try it and see how things go. That's literally the worst way to approach anything. And we do that so often. We start losing weight. I'm just going to see how it go. I ain't going to commit myself. I ain't going to set no specific goal because then it might not happen. And we think that that's actually doing something of value, but it's really just kind of training your brain to not be specific. And if your brain doesn't have a target, I mean, what is it going to do? Same thing you already been doing. So set a specific revenue goal for that business. I think 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 is a good number. Third thing is give yourself a specific launch date for the business. Again, don't just be working on it. Don't give yourself whatever amount of time you give yourself to get something done is how much time you're going to take, and probably longer. And if you think that that's not true, just think back to the last few things that you said you wanted to do that didn't have a specific deadline on, or that had a specific, you gave yourself 4 weeks to write this business plan. I bet you it took you 4 weeks. If you give yourself 4 days, you can get it done in 4 days. If you give yourself 4 hours, you can probably get it done in 4 hours. So set a specific time frame and hold yourself to it. It does wonders for your ability to create a sense of urgency. There's no urgency around just, doing things when you have time for it. The fourth thing is to put a reminder in your phone to complete all of the vendor applications with the national companies. So that's Safeguard, you got Altasource, you got MCS, you got NFR, you got Guardian, Five Brothers. Those are kind of the big ones. So set a reminder to apply with all of those companies until you're done with every single application. Don't get caught up in, oh my gosh, should I do all the applications now? Should I just do 2 today? And what if they call, like, all of that stuff is irrelevant, just nonsense. Just do them all, get them all in. And then, you can move on to the next step versus getting inundated with minutia, which causes you to not do anything at all. Just do all the applications. Like there's literally nothing's going to happen if you do all of them. All right. Number 5 is to put reminders in your phone to then follow up with all the preservation companies. The person I was talking to earlier, after a year of, not getting started, she got started, $3,000 the first month, and then 7,000, and then 10,000. I think is what she says. Is it 3, 5, and 7, or 3, 7, and 10? But she's had a $10,000 month already. Is my point. She and her husband, and she said she did a lot of follow up. So you should just set a reminder in your phone to shoot them an email. If you can, pick up the phone and call them every 10 to 14 days. And this is just the advice I say all the time, like just keep following up. But, a lot of times people don't do it, or they don't see the value in it. The squeaky wheel gets the grease. All right. Number 6, expand your network to include other business owners. And really, when I say expand your network, don't start freaking out and thinking that I mean to go out and, become a networking, a networking fanatic and go to all these different events. All you need is one. All you need is one person who has a business, has been a business owner, or who's has left their 9 to 5. All you need is one person like that in your circle. You can build from there, but one is enough to get you started, because what you want to do is create a different association in your brain between income and work. So with the 9 to 5, the association is, you work, someone pays you, they cut you a check every week, every 2 weeks, every month, and then you know what that amount, the amount of that check is. What you want to do in order to launch a business is to create an association in your brain where you're like, oh, I can actually create my own revenue streams. I can create my own income streams. And if you talk to people who actively do that, it does wonders for you. All right. And then number 7, this is useful advice. It might seem counterintuitive also, but there's a ton of books that I read. I read thousands of books. And at any given point in time, I'm reading at least 3. So I go through about a book a week, especially if they're really good. But in terms of starting a business, shifting mindset, things like that, there's 2 that I really like for people who are just starting out. One is The E-Myth by, I think his name is Michael Gerber. I should Google that real quick before somebody puts in the comments, that is not the name of that book. You need to do your research. Yeah, Michael Gerber. It's The E-Myth Revisited. I really like that book. And the other one is Profit First by Mike Michalowicz. I think I'm saying that his name correctly. Profit First is a book that shows entrepreneurs how to start businesses. You'll create 5 separate business accounts. And then essentially what you learn how to do is to build your profit into every single thing that you do versus the traditional standard advice, which is to start your business, expect to not take any profits or make any profits for 5 years, and then you can start getting the business to pay you. Like, he has literally flipped that old advice on its head, and it works. So I really like that book for that reason. So for those of you who are just tuning in, maybe just passing through, again, I'm Danielle Pierce, co-founder of Mindset to Money. We're doing a 90-day campaign where I'm talking about all things property preservation, and we are on day 37. Today, I'm talking about specifically how to reduce some of the fears around starting your own property preservation company or any business. And these are for folks who have never launched a business before. So quick recap of those 7 things. Create a budget and know what that number is in order for you to survive every single month, whether it's 3,000, 5,000, 7,000. You should know that number, like your birthday. Number 2, set a specific revenue goal for your business. Number 3, give yourself a specific launch date for your business. Don't just be working on it. Number 4, as it relates to preservation, put reminders in your phone to complete all of the vendor applications with all the companies. So again, that's AltaSource, MCS, NFR, Guardian, Five Brothers, etc. So do those applications, do them all at the same time, get it over with, don't overthink it. Number 5, put reminders in your phone to then follow up with all the preservation companies in order to start getting work sent to you. The person I talked to earlier today, she mentioned it was slow in the beginning. And then once, she kept asking for work, they sent it. And then once she did good work, she got a lot more. Number 6, expand your network to include at least one other, preferably full-time business owner or someone who has a lot of experience running a business. And number 7, read the E-Myth. Yes, I added your $8. You going to the park? Okay.
I'm going to meet him.
Who the hell is Jaden? I mean, what?
We're going to Jaden, then to Paris to get Paris.
So you're not gonna have the iPad?
No. Jaden lives next to Evan.
Okay. Don't be gone long. Oh, my bad. That was the child I was talking about at the beginning of the video. All right. And then number 7, read the E-Myth and Profit First. All right. And then final note, you guys, as it relates to fear, don't pay for our particular program, Property Preservation Mastery, or I would say any program or course, as a way to kind of reduce the fear. Paying for things doesn't reduce fear. And it's one of the things why I'm always very clear when I'm talking about the course that we offer is that, if you have a lot of uncertainty or a lot of doubt, don't spend your money right now. Like, there's no urgency, there's no reason to do that, because all you do is make yourself feel worse. And you make yourself feel worse because you're like, oh man, I did all this research. I paid for this class. This class cost a couple $1,000s. I started the class, I did all these things and I'm still scared. I feel like such a failure. Why is this not working for me? And you just kind of take yourself down this rabbit hole of beating yourself up. You don't get rid of fear by paying for courses and classes and things like that. Now, mentoring is a separate thing. Coaching is a separate thing than an online course. So if you're paying for a one-to-one mentorship or a one-to-one coaching relationship, that's different. That absolutely can help you get over fear. But just courses, classes, YouTube videos, things like that, all it does, I mean, it's helpful. But the only thing in my experience that gets rid of fear is actually taking action and getting small wins along the way so that your brain is trained that, oh man, I got this. We could do this. We could figure this out, versus just beating yourself up and making yourself feel bad. Is not the solution really to anything. All right. So I'm gonna hop off my soapbox for today. Hopefully this was helpful. This is all I have for you guys today. I don't know what we're going to talk about on the next video, but if you do have comments or you have questions or there's a specific topic you want me to cover, I'm happy to do so. As always, subscribe at propertypreservationmastery.com. If you have not already, feel free to leave your highs and lows down below in the comment section. I'll let y'all tomorrow. Bye-bye.